itself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there is Brahma Jigyasa or questions on the supreme transcendence. Yes. So, here till this line, Prabhupada is saying that material activity means action and reactions. Karma, then pratipal. Karma, then pratipal. And its fall in the modes of material nature. And it's cause bondage in the material world. Means whatever jiva performs in the three modes, it's cause bondage. And it's related to fruitive activities, related to sakama karma. And basically Vedas, four Vedas, are deal with mainly with that sakama karma, that you do something and then Vedas will offer you your desirable result, and according to that you will be elevate yourself gradually from the desire of sense gratification. But actually Vedas provides this sense gratification according to the injunction of Vedas. If one will follow the Vedas, then Vedas will provide how to gratify the senses according to the injunction of Vedas. This is what Prabhupada is actually mentioning. That Patto, someone can ask, why so? So that's why Prabhupada mentioning fruitive activities gradually elevate to the general public from the field of sense gratification to the position of transcendental play. If they will follow the Vedas, then whatever they are desiring sense gratification, according to Vedas, if they follow the Vedas, then gradually their consciousness will be elevated in the next birth or in the due course of time. So, this was some explanation on this was the introduction of the Vedas, or that what is mentioned in the Vedas, or what is the purpose of the Vedas. And why Krishna is telling to cross this or to become free from these modes of material nature, that gradually we will come to know. Yes. And further he mentions, Arjuna as a student and a friend of Lord Krishna is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of the Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there is a Brahma Jigyasa or questions on the supreme transcendence, all the living entities who are in the material world are struggling very hard for existence. For them, the Lord, after creation, the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom, advising how to live and get rid of material entanglement. When the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karma Kanda chapter, are finished, the chance for spiritual realization is offered in the form of Upanishad, which are part of different Vedas, as the Bhagavad Gita is a part of fifth Veda, namely Mahabharata. The Upanishad marks the beginning of transcendental life. So, Prabhupada is mentioning that first level is Veda, which offers you to fruitive activities and its results. And if you want to elevate yourself, then read the Upanishads. And Gita also says Gita Upanishad, and Prabhupada says that Vyasadeva is mentioned that fifth Veda, Pancham Veda is a Mahabharata. Because Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, so naturally one should, if one have to free from this fruitive activities and modes of material nature, then he has to acquire knowledge, further knowledge of the Upanishads. No? So what Upanishad mentions? Upanishads offers spiritual realizations, and Upanishads are deal with the spiritual reality, with original spiritual knowledge. Yes? And by reading Upanishad, Jiva can beginning his spiritual life or transcendental life. Yeah? Then further, as long as the material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn tolerance, and in the face of dualities such as happiness and distress, or cold or warmth, while the tolerating such dualities become free from the anxieties regarding gain and loss. So, material body exists, as far as we are in the material body. Action and reactions are three modes. So, one has to learn to tolerate, to face such a dualities. Dualities named as distress and happiness. Then cold and warmth. Yes. So one has to learn the tolerance. Yes. See, tolerating distress, that is we are used to. But what is this tolerating happiness? One actually wants, happiness. So, what does it mean to tolerate happiness? How we can tolerate the happiness? Distress we can understand. But how I am happy? How one can tolerate happiness? No.
Not to be more excited. The happiness should not affect our consciousness.
tolerating happiness. If we will feel very delightful in the happiness, or in the happiness, a state of happiness means one is wanted something and he could achieve that position, that things what he wanted, yeah, and is very feeling delightful, very joyful, he's enjoying, yeah, and so. But rule is distress is enjoyed with the happiness. Distress and happiness are the two sides of one coin only. Both are enjoying. Distress and happiness are like husband and wife. If one is coming, then another will come. That's the nature. So, if one will enjoy the happiness, then he will forget his identity and he will forget himself completely, and he will find himself, or he will compare himself with the things what he has, and what he did. So it's natural propensities of the jiva to become, to become an enjoyer, or to understand himself enjoyer, controller, or proprietors. Yes. So all these three things, enjoyer, controller, proprietorships, all these things comes. Why? In the mood of happiness, where one feels the happiness. That is, here happiness means which feelings comes, joyful feeling comes from the material achievements, or from the material prosperity, from the material things, whatever we are, we are achieving, whatever we are gaining, that is happiness. So that we have to learn, yes, to not become a deviate, or to remain on the fixed consciousness, or on the fixed set of mind, that yes, whatever I have, that is due to mercy of the Lord, and whatever is my situation, whatever success and whatever credit is not goes to me only. I am not the cause. Cause is, if he is a devotee, he thinks credit goes to the Parampara and the Krishna, not to me. and whatever he just achieved in materialistic things. Yeah. As a devotee, he thinks that okay, it's a mercy and Krishna gave me this much to spend in his service. So whatever is due to his mercy. So this is how we can tolerate happiness. Yeah, to think or to remember our position is how as one naturally becomes bewildered by the material appearance. Yeah. So to not become bewildered in material opulence, that is called tolerating happiness. Or cold or warm. So by tolerating what we will achieve? Free from anxieties, gain and loss. Yes? You will not worry how much I gain, or you will not in hurry that I want something, I want, and there will not be an anxiety, in worry that I lost it, I have to lose and gain and loss. This transcendental position achieved in the full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. Ultimate statement. So, in short, Prabhupada is giving very short purport here. So, yeah, you can establish in yourself, you can free from the modes of material nature by depending on the goodwill of Krishna, on the good supreme will of Krishna. So basically in the purport, Prabhupada just explained what is Veda, why to rise ourselves from the three modes of material nature, what is problem there, and how to rise. These things is mentioned in this part. Okay. The next 646. Yavat utpane sarvata samyuktodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmasya vijanata. So all purpose served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Yes. So we have to understand the link. Previously I said that we have to Vedas in three modes. Okay. So here Krishna explained further that one has to know the purpose. Yes. Purport. The rituals and sacrifice mentioned in the Karma Kanda division of Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization only. So one naturally asks the questions that if goal is to rise from this fruitive mentality, then why it is mentioned only? Why not directly self-realization? You know? If one will follow that out of his fruitive mentality, so Vyasdev actually is taking benefits. You know, his Vedas are actually providing some easy way to go. That okay, you want something, okay, then you can ask from the Lord. So somehow the other, even while performing karma kand is business mentality. You scratch my back, I will scratch your back. You know, you give me something, then in reciprocation too, I will give you something. Yeah, that is what karma kanda. So because Jiva's condition is he attracted to material self gratification. So Vyasdev is telling that okay, even though you want to gratify your senses, you have to perform some spiritual activities. So by doing so, you can have that. So because he is following the instructions, then gradually he will be purified. So that is why purpose of the actual Vedas. So one should know. So encourage that push forward. And the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Purpose of studying Vedas is to know Lord Krishna. The primal cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter, 15.7. Bhagavan Jiva Loka Jiva Buddha Sanatana, part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. You know? So, it's not good. Third class mic. So Prabhupada here wanted to tell us that actually purpose of the Vedas or Vedasya Kamaiva Vedati. Yeah. So already Krishna mentions that purpose is to know me only. Yes. Why so? Because we are part and parcel of him only. We are connected to him. So we have to it is mandatory to understand. Yeah. So actually, Prabhupada is very softly, very sweetly, in such a good way, is mentioning, why you have to understand so much? And there are so much to understand. And there are so many things. I am telling you very precisely, in short. In short, I will tell that purpose of the Vedas is to revive your Krishna consciousness because you are belong to Krishna. And that is the main point. And that is the thing. Yeah? And where is the proof? Where is the reference? Aho bata स्वपचोतु गरियान यद जीवारे वार्ते नाम न तुभ्यं तेपस्तु तपसे तु जुहुवर संसुर न्याय ब्रह्मस्तनु नाम गृह्णन्ति यते. Yes, O my Lord, a person who is chanting your holy name, although born of a low family like Chandala, dog eaters, is situated at the highest platform of self-realization. Such a person must have performed all kind of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and the studies the Vedic literatures many times after taking his birth in all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be a best among the Aryan family. Prabhu is mentioning that, okay, he's quoting, that whatever one's birth, but thing is, if he is situated in self-realization, and already Prabhupada very clearly mentioned, self-realization means revive your eternal relationship with the Krishna, and that is called self-realization. So such a person is best among the Aryan families. He is the best among the Brahmanas, best personality, first class person. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the rituals only, and must not desire to be elevated the heavenly kingdom for a better quality of sense gratification. So here Prabhupada is telling that purpose of the Vedas, actually one has to understand that this is the purpose, not to attach the rituals only. You do, I am doing, why I am doing that? So understand the purpose, not the thing. Understand the purpose. What is the purpose behind this behind this arti and all this kind of stuff, rituals? Because in India, people are very much attached to the rituals, not the knowledge, not the purpose. They are not sargrah. So, and don't desire this heavenly kingdom. But one can tell that, why I should not desire? Why? Okay, I understood your purpose, that I must follow the purpose and I must remember the purpose. If I want to follow them, if I can follow them the rituals, then what is the problem? So, Prabhu is telling it is not possible for the common man in this age to follow the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals. Nor it is possible to study all the Vedantas and the Upanishad thoroughly. It is required much time and energy and knowledge and resources to execute the purpose of the Vedas. It is hardly possible in this age. Possible, but very hard. The best purpose of the Vedic culture is to serve, however, by chanting of the holy name of the Lord. All are as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of the fallen souls. Yes. Well, there is so much to study. It's very hard in this age. It's not possible. So better is you chant Hare Krishna. That's all. Any example? Okay, you are telling. What is your reference? Prabhu said, I am not saying this. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pati Pavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. He gave an Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay. Any references? Anyone? In previously, if anyone could accept it? Prabhupada mentioned, yes, it is there. Prakashananda Saraswati. Why? The Lord was chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist instead of studying Vedanta philosophy. The Lord replied, and his spiritual master had found him to be a great fool. And just asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. He did so and became ecstatic like madman. In the age of Kali, most population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand the Vedan philosophy. Most population is foolish. Who is foolish? One is not inquiring about Adharta Brahma Jigyas is a foolish, and adequately educated to Vedanta philosophy. They don't know even from the Sanskrit. What about the philosophy? You know? And the base purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. Vedanta is the last word in Vedic wisdom, and the author known the Vedanta Sutra philosophy is Lord Krishna. Yes, and the highest Vedanta is the great soul who takes pleasure in the chanting holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism. So very precisely, in very fine tune, in very short, is telling that chant Hare Krishna, offenseless chanting, is the highest Vedantist. Who is the highest Vedantist? Who is chanting the holy name of the Lord? One who chants the holy name of the Lord and take pleasure on the level of ruchi. He is the best Vedantist. Vedanta, at the end of goal of the Vedas, that Vedanta, and goal of the Vedanta is, so chanting. Not explaining the context, explaining the real things in very short manners. It's like public lectures. This is the thing one should do. Then most famous shloka. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भुमां ते संगोस् त्यक्ता स्वकर्मणि. You have to write to perform your prescribed duty. Karmanyavadhikaraste. But you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Never consider yourself the cause or the result of your activities. Ma karma hetur bhuma. And never be attached to not doing your duty. Te sangas takta akarmani. Purport. There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired modes of material nature. Capricious work means action without sanction of the authority, and inaction means not perform one prescribed duties. Lord advised that Arjuna to not be inactive, that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also cause of the action. Thus he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such actions. So Prabhupada is telling three things: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inactions. Prescribed duties, is telling that in terms of one acquired modes of enjoined with modes of material nature. Means you are according to nature you are doing your duties. No? Capricious work means sanction of authority and inaction to not perform your duties. So, without sanction of authority, Rajagun. You know, performing prescribed duty with the desired the result, that is Sattva. And inaction means Tama. So, what is the result? Why not to attach? You know, because it's cause action and reaction only. Yes? And according to actions and reactions, you will enjoy and suffer only. Once you will enjoy, then second, once you will suffer. Huh? So this is the what we say method of doing, means a formula how to perform duties. You know. Capricious work. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into the three divisions, three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work and desired activities. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of ritual injunctions. Without desired results is actions in the mode of goodness. Work with the result become the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. No? One should not attach with the result. One should not think what I will gain, how much I will gain, when I will gain. You just do your duties, Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. His non-participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Such attachment never leads to one the path of salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful. Therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjuna. Yeah? Then 48. Yogastha Guru Karmani Sangastakta Dhananjaya Siddhaya Siddhiyo Samo Bhutva Tvam Shama Tvam Yoga Uchate. Perform your duty equipoised. Yogastha Guru Karmani. O Arjuna, avoiding all attachment to success and failure. Sangastakta Dhananjaya. this. Abandon all attachment to successful, siddha siddha, samo, and bhutva kshamatvam yoga uchyate. Such equanimity is called yoga. Krishna tells Arjuna that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the ever-disturbing senses. Ever-disturbing senses. And who is the Supreme? The Supreme is the Lord. And because he himself telling to Arjuna to fight, Arjuna has nothing to do with the result of the fight. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to be aggregated into the detection of Krishna. The following Krishna's detection is the real yoga. And this is the practice, the process called Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness only one can give up the sense of proprietorship. One has to become servant of Krishna. Servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one act in yoga. Yeah? Yes, yoga means to meditate on the Supreme Lord. Yeah. And according to detection of Krishna, if we will follow, that is real yoga. Yes? And goal of real yoga is to revive our position. We are servant of servant. Arjuna is a Kshatriya. As such, is participating in Varnashram Dharma institution. It is said at Vishnupuram that in the Varnashram Dharma, the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself. It is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principle of Varnashram Dharma. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act as Krishna told him. No? 49. Durena hya avaram karma buddhi yogam dhananjaya buddhayo sharanam vicham anvicham kripana phalahitava. O Dhananjaya, keep all abnormal activities for distance by buddhi yoga Dhananjaya. So here Prabhupada is telling devotional service. Then in that consciousness, surrender unto the Saranam Nigaccham, unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. No? Don't be attached to success and failure. He is telling again and again. Yeah? 47 is the introduction of this, Karmanyavadhikara. So then again Krishna is telling them, give up all attachment for success and failure and situated in the yoga platform. And then here is telling again that one want to enjoy the fruit is a miser. One who has actually come to understand one's considered position as an eternal servitor of the Lord gives up all engagements save working in Krishna consciousness. As already explained, Buddhi Yoga means transcendental loving service to the Lord. Such devotional service is the right course of action for the living entity. Only misers desire to enjoy the fruits of their own work, just to be further entangled entangled in a material bondage. Except for work in Krishna consciousness, all activities are abnormal because they are continuously blind, the worker to the cycle of birth and death. One should therefore never desire to be the cause of work. Everything should be done in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of Krishna. Misers don't know how to utilize the assets of riches which are they acquire by good fortune or by hard labor. One should spend all energy working Krishna consciousness and that will make one successful, life successful. Like miser, unfortunate person do not employ their human energy in the service of the Lord. Whole purport is explaining what is miserness and what is miser. Who is a miser and what is miserliness? No? Simple. बुद्धियोक्तो जिहातिह उभय सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्माद् योगाय उज्जुस्व योग कर्मसु कौशलम. This is also famous. Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Who is mentioned? Gujarat University. Gujarat University. Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Style for you. Style yoga. Art of all work. A man engaged in devotional service reads himself for both good and bad reaction even in this life. So Krishna is mentioning that okay, if you act in such a way, then we will rise above both good and bad, auspicious and inauspicious too. Therefore, anchor for the yoga, concentrate. Means Prabhupada is in Bhakti Yoga in terms of telling that okay, do devotional service. Purport. Since time immemorial, each living entity has accumulated the various reactions of his good and bad work. As such, he is continuously ignorant of his real constitutional position. Once ignorance can be removed by the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, it teaches one to surrender unto Lord Krishna. In all respects, become liberated from the chain of victimization of the action and reactions, birth after birth. Arjuna is therefore advised to act in Krishna consciousness and the purifying process of resultant action. Yes? So he is telling simple that okay, if you will act in such a way, then you can revive your constitutional position. If you are not acting in such a way that you are in ignorance. Yes, and how you can rise yourself on this platform? By the following the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. And if you will follow, then you will free from action and reaction, the both, and there will be purification which take place in due course of time. It's simple. Okay, so this was some methods of reading and discussing Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. And first one can understand the context, one can understand the theme for himself, and if he is chosen by Krishna to explain these verses to someone in the form of lecture, then he has to understand first that what I understood and what them give benefit to elevate that audience consciousness from my understanding. That point we should explain them and we can derive the teachings from these verses, and this how becomes lecture. Yeah? And this is the method of studying and teaching. What is for the audience according to time, place and circumstances, what they need, what them to give this benefit. Mainly these slokas are deal with what subject matters. First we have to understand. Then we have to contemplate. We have to contemplate that, okay, what is beneficial for my audience. Take, just like there are 10 points you could get 10 points. Okay. So for your audience, 4 point is most important. Yeah. For them to know in this situation. Yeah. So explain them 4 points. And this become lectures. This is what we have to explain. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna.